stroke rolls. A lot of guys get stuck with it, with this. This originally started out as a tape for Jeff, and now there's like 8 or 9 of you watching. I got notes from some of you that you've never had a formal drum lesson in your life. Others have. Some of you guys play matched grip. Some of you guys play traditional grip. I'm a traditional grip player, so I'll be playing the way I always play, which is my left hand in this position. But for the match grip players, whatever I tell you to do or show you to do with the right hand just goes for the left. You just repeat that for the left hand. Whatever I say for the right goes for the left. Okay. If you've never had a drum lesson in your life, I want to cover off the basics real quick. I just want to run through them just so you know them. And then we can move on. We're going to start out on a practice pad. We're going to move it back to the drums later. I'd like to cover off some material that you can't find on YouTube. And I'd also like to give you just some helpful player information in terms of stick control and freedom when you play that will helpfully carry you through. So, okay, let's get started. First is the seating position. I'm seated in a very comfortable, straight position. I'm not slouching, I'm not hanging over, I'm not off balance. I'm seated firmly on the throne, my feet are flat on the floor, my shoulders are relaxed, back straight, and I'm ready to play. And if you just put your hands in playing position, wherever the tips of the sticks fall, take your drum, your pad, your snare drum, and place it so that the center of the head is right underneath where your sticks naturally fall in this relaxed position. Bring the drum to you. That's ergonomics. And this way you have to reach. You don't have to be playing in any funny positions in order to get to things, and you'll always be comfortable. You should just be playing with your hands, not with your entire body moving and swinging around the drum set. So position is important. Relax, get yourself situated. Make sure your back is nice and straight. Okay, once you're ready to play, the next consideration is grip. In order to play fast single or double stroke rolls, you need to use rebound. You need to have the drum help you. Nobody can play 1,000 miles an hour single strokes holding the stick tightly in their hand like this, like you're holding an axe handle. No good. It's not going to work. You need to be able to get more than one beat per stroke so that you can get 2 or 3. That's molar, is 3. But in order to use rebound, the grip has to be just at the fulcrum point, whatever your grip is on the stick. Some guys use thumb and the first joint of the first finger, like so. I use the second finger and the thumb. This is my fulcrum here. There's no right or wrong. Either way is good. Most guys hold it this way though, with the first finger. This is the grip. The rest of the fingers are just kind of there, wrapped around the stick to act as a stop, so that the stick doesn't go flying out of my hand. And also to propel it, to send it back. I tap the bottom of the stick with the fingers sometimes while I'm playing to send it back to get more rebound from the drum head. So you're either using these fingers just as a means of stopping the stick or as a kind of a propeller to push the stick. But the grip is here. That's the whole grip. If you're holding onto the stick like this and it's not moving in your hand, you're holding it wrong. If you're getting pain in your thumb or your wrist or any of the bones in your hand after playing, it's because of your grip. That's why technique is, knowing a little bit something about technique is so important. You want to be able to drum for the next 20, 30 years without having any physical problems, aches, or pains, and the best way to do that is to develop a good grip. And a good grip involves holding the stick About a third of the way up from the back is where the balance point on the drumstick is. If you hold it too far back, all the weight is in the front, no good. You can't use rebound, it's a dead stick. If you hold it too far forward, same thing. You can't work rebound, all your weight is back here. So about a third of the way up is the balance point. And that's where you want to, this is the fulcrum, that's where you want to grip the stick. And this way, when you hit the head, the stick bounces right back up, ready for the next stroke. But it's free in my hand. When I'm coaching somebody, I always look first to see how much movement there is back here. If I see the back of the stick moving, I know that they have a good grip, that the grip is light. It's like the old drum lessons used to tell you, it's like holding a bird in your hand. You don't want to hold it so tightly that you crush it, but you also don't want to have it so loose that it flies away. So it's the same thing. That's how much pressure you put onto this, just enough to hold it and keep it in your hand in that position where you have your fulcrum at the balance point. And this way, when you strike it against the drum, it bounces right back in your hand. And see how the fingers just come over here and just kind of act as a stop. It's important to be able to use the rebound from the drum, because what you want to get is 2 hits down here for every 1 stroke of your arm. Grip is very important. You can't do that. You can't do this very fast if you're holding the stick too tightly. But if you just let it bounce, like bouncing a basketball, if you just let it bounce, see, it's just free in my hand. I hope you can see this. It's okay, that's a bad angle, but you know, the stick is just floating freely in my hand. For traditional grip players, the fulcrum is here. This is where my grip is on the stick. And these fingers, again, like with the right hand, act as a stop. You know, I can catch the stick after the bounce. Or I can use these fingers to propel the stick, I use the thumb. You squeeze it. It's like a little bit of a squeeze over here in the fulcrum to send the stick back. But that's all it is. And if you watch, you can see that my hand is open. The stick is bouncing freely. You can practice the control of this by doing this, you know, where you use the thumb. Okay, that's why grip is important. You want to be able to utilize rebound. To get a double stroke roll going, you're going to, at some point, have to go to rebound. You can only go so fast controlling the sticks this way. At some point you have to let the rebound of the drum take over and carry you through. So let me get started. I'll show you how this goes. One more little tip for a good, clean, strong, powerful double stroke roll. Try to accent the second note in each pair. Hit that second note just a little harder than the first. And what happens is, once you get this up to a certain speed, it all levels off and evens out, and you get a nice, strong, even roll. So try to hit that second note just a little harder and let the stick bounce. Let the stick help you. Don't try to do it all with your hands. It's not going to happen. If you're working from the wrist like this, is wrong. You have to bounce the stick. Same for the right hand. Or if you're a match grip player in both hands, nice open. Let the stick bounce. When you break into the full roll, it's all rebound. I'm going to pull one hand off at a time so you can see what's happening there. If you can do this, you can play a double stroke roll. But you have to be able to bounce the stick. There's no way it's going to happen if you're doing this. You know, where you're moving your hand up and down to get it, it's not going to happen. It has to be the stick. The big mystery to the double stroke roll. Just remember to hit that second note a little harder. You know, work it up slowly, get it up to speed where you're comfortable, back off, you know, take it back up again, and playing with that control, that going, making it go faster and then slower, nice and even, nice and smoothly, so that it sounds good to you. You'll get speed and power and control with this. And that's all it is controlled rebound. It's never going to happen if you're trying to single stroke it holding the stick tightly. It's just not going to happen. It has to be rebound. Double stroke roll. Alright, so that's why grip is important, so that you can get some rebound happening. When we go to the drums, I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff you can do with doubles on the drums, just as exercises, and it'll give you some mobility with these, where you can, you know, play these around the kit, and they sound really great as fills. You know, they're very handy fills. When we move it back to the drums, I'll show you some good stuff to do with doubles. I studied with a guy that used to study with Bobby Colombi. And one of the things that made Bob's playing unique and powerful was the way he placed accents when he played, and the way he integrated the bass drum into his drumming. A lot of guys use the bass drum when they're playing a groove, and the minute they go to play a fill, the bass drum just dies, just drops out, and it's all hands. I want to share one or two little tricks, exercises that I learned that helped me to learn how to incorporate the bass drum into my playing, so that it's a part of the grooves and the fills and all of that. So that's like a lot to cover, but I do want to cover that. Okay. For practice stuff, you know, paradiddle rounds are great always. A lot of the stuff that Bobby Colombi played was based on paradiddles. And what he used to do was move the accents around. In other words, the sticking remains the same. It's paradiddle sticking. It's right, left, right, left, right, left, left. That sticking is the same, does not alter. What changes is where you place the accents. Usually when everybody plays a paradiddle, the accents are on the front end, so that it's paradiddle, paradiddle, like that. Same double paradiddles, triple paradiddles. That's what the accents are, all on the front end, all on the front end. But if you move them around, you can get an entirely different sound out of them. The sticking remains the same. Right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right. So if you concentrate on that, then the accents will fall without confusing you, because a lot of guys get confused. Like, oh, how is that still a paradiddle? And it is. Here's a good example. This is a break that Bobby used a lot. He played a lot of fusion. They invented fusion music, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And Bobby used a paradiddle fill crashing on the cymbals. That sounded great, but the accents are all in the wrong places. The accents are all on the right hand. So that here's your normal paradiddle. And here's the paradiddle with the changed accents. Same sticking, different accents. Listen to where the accents are. When we put this back on the drums, it's going to blow your mind how that sounds. But practice that, and it's just right, left, right, left, 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 right, left, right, left, left. That doesn't change. What you're doing is playing the accents in different places. So listen one more time to where they are. Okay, that's a little paradiddle trick. Another thing you can do is break paradiddles up between your left hand and your right foot, so that you're playing the right hand notes. What you would normally be playing with your right hand, you're going to be playing on the bass drum with your right foot. So just split that up like that. Do the left hand part with your left hand on the snare drum. The right hand part moves to the bass drum, and this is an excellent, terrific exercise. I want to cover one more thing on the pad while we have the pad out, that's going to help you to develop your bass drum playing. You'll be able to incorporate more bass drum into your fills. And there are little simple tricks and exercises you can do, linear type grooves, that are very, very helpful for you. Okay? So this one is a 12-note sequence. It goes like this. Right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left. That's the whole sequence. Here it is again. Write it down. Right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left, kick, right, left. And then it repeats. It goes back on itself. And then starts again. Nice and even. Keep it even. Keep it nice and even. Keep it nice and even. Once you get comfortable with the sticking, where you know. Then what I want you to do is start accenting every right hand note and ghosting the left hand notes, so that the left hand notes are just taps. So you're going to have an accent and a tap note. And then it's going to sound like this. When we move this back on the drums, you're going to hear great. Actually, this can be used as a fill. It's a really useful fill. Okay, so that's, the basic stuff. I just really wanted to get all that stuff covered off. I want to move over to the drums. I want to show you how to apply doubles, the paradiddle stuff from Bobby, and some of these exercises for incorporating the bass drum into your playing. So we'll be right back.